Hello, and welcome back. It's been some time, and we're back with the crew of the Qart Hadasht, and we're playing the Mothership TTRPG once more. I'm joined
It hasn't been any time. We just
by my... Oh. Well, I'm joined by people anyway.
People.
Oh, he thinks we're people.
Alright, so I'll say a few days has passed with you guys performing, maintenance on the vessel, checking in with the Media Corporation, or as they're known now, Comic Co, who has bought up all their assets, and basically provisioning yourselves and getting some well-earned downtime and rest. Zeke's place has delivered Hans the horse to the hangar, and he is now equipped with 2 general-purpose machine guns. And I will say, on account of all the downtime, we're not going to do the normal way just because it's been so long. So everyone can reduce your stress to your minimum.
Okay.
I'll do it for the players that aren't here.
Oh,
And-
good. I don't have to try.
Alright, crew, here we are.
I don't have to try and de-stress and get more stress because my lowest save is body of 15.
Yeah, that's
I have a
plenty of opportunity to get it back up.
I have a 1 in 7 chance of not getting more stressed when I relax.
Trying to force yourself to relax.
The robots are scuttling around the vessel as well, just going... Steppy Boy is kind of bouncing on a chair. Wheelie Boy is rotating around the corridors, and Ted is in the hangar vibing with Hans the horse.
I would like to also be vibing with Hans the horse and Ted.
Alright, in that case I will unpause so you can move around the ship. But basically you're still in dock at the Prospero's Dream dry docks. And if you remember correctly, you were given a mission to potentially assist with investigating a Android factory facility that has gone quiet. Or at least, people haven't heard from them in a while. At the Cloudbank Synthetics production facility. To the galactic northeast. I don't know if they use coordinates like that, but... northeast on the map, at least. But it's in a 3D space. So...
Galactic bearing 20.
Yeah. So...
Yeah.
I will leave it up to you guys what happens next.
Does anybody have anything else they want to do?
And aside from getting our stuff, no.
Okay.
No, you guys wanted advanced battle dresses, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think those. It's safe to say you guys. That's been delivered along with Hans the horse in like a crate, with a big sticker on it saying Zeke's place. And it's hand signed by Zeke, like with a thanks for your business, guys.
Actually, is it the advanced battle dresses, or were we having like fucking prototypes made?
It was the advanced battle dress, but also like with the environmental protection of a hazard suit or something like that.
Yeah,
I'd have to go back.
I think we called it a heavy vac suit from memory.
Right. Yeah. Yes, we did.
Yeah, so those were done. How many did you guys get? Was it a 2?
Yeah. One for Aaron, one for me.
Alright, I'm gonna just drag it over to you, Aaron. There you go. And one for you, Damien. Which I'll also just drag over. Yep.
That's looking pretty nice.
I will probably do a token for the little robots at some point as well, so they've got the proper borders. And Hans the horse isn't so like stretched. But for now, we'll just use the existing image. Their stats and statistics are pretty similar to Slash and Burn. Sans some of the abilities. Hans has been uploaded with a military training program. As part of the deal of giving him weaponry. So he has the military training skill, but the other ones do not. Steppy Boy, Wheelie, and Ted just have industrial equipment, computers, and mathematics, as per being pet bots. They can do general robot tasks. And as far as the game is concerned, we'll treat them like androids.
Coolio.
They're perfect.
Dozer, would you say if you saw Hans's icon, you'd ask him why he has such a long face?
Sure.
Here. Alright. Alright, did we update weapons and everything like that?
We already did.
Not for the, well, at least on my character sheet, I didn't update the new gun I got.
Hey, Doza,
Yeah.
look at my token. I'm in your walls.
Give me 1 second, I'm just updating the scale of the robots tokens a little bit. Where are you?
Where?
Oh, yep. Get out of the walls.
I can't.
Yeah, there we go. Now you should be able to...
You should go.
I just try walking into the command center and then I just get faced into a wall.
Oh right, never mind. We never actually bought any weapons aside from the rocket launchers. I was thinking about the ones we had in storage. Never mind.
We also bought a metric bitch ton of ammo.
Yeah, because we fucking need it.
Give me
Alright, yeah, that's what it was. We bought 3 smart rifles. I have one, you have one. And then what else? Or was it... What did we put? Oh yeah, we put the 2 GPMGs on the horse. What was the other smart rifle for? It was just a spare, right?
Was it?
I guess so. Unless you give it to Slash or Burn.
Yeah, I think we got it as a spare, just in case Nova or Jonah or some other fucking random person comes in, or anybody else wanted one.
Okay, I'm working on making the little leads. Actually little leads. So just feel free to continue to take stock of things while I do that.
Are you gonna shrink their tokens?
I have.
Oh god.
They are now just a little guy. Apart from Ted. Ted I'm still working on.
That is a powerful guy.
There we go. They're just little guys now. Hans the horse should maybe be bigger, so I'm gonna make him bigger.
You're gonna make him a burger? How thoughtful of you.
Oh my god.
It's probably too big. Go down to like, what, 1.5? Let's try that. There we go, it's about right.
I think that's fine, yeah. Okay. Cool. Where's the list of like weapons? Or I guess if you just want to do it, because I need a smart rifle added to my weapon list.
That's your smart rifle?
Yeah, we bought 3 smart rifles, and Scuff and I still need it added to our weapons list.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've made a profile for it, so I'll do that now.
Okay.
So let me just pull up the character sheet. Smart rifle. That is a weapon under weapons. That is
Also, I take it there's some sort of
orange.
bank on this station.
Yeah, there should be. 1 second, just let me do this. 10. 1d10 times 10. Ooh.
So while Desert's still doing that, I think it would be a sound investment for us to put our remaining credits into a bank. Because God forbid we go into some other time warp and we're gone for years and years and years. Then we come back and we have we still
Exactly,
have,
fucking all.
well, I mean, we'd have a little bit more than fuck all.
Assuming the currency doesn't change again. The currency already changed once.
Well,
We'll,
if
we
the
look the
currency
way-
changes or it doesn't, it's not going to matter because we either hold on to our currency on these cards and we don't put it into a bank, or we put it into a banking institution, the currency changes, and then the money that's in the bank changes into that new currency.
Yeah. Alright, let's put it in a bank. We're
Yeah.
putting it in crew accounts, personal funds.
I assume we should just put in one crew account.
Okay, so who has smart rifles? Sorry, I'll add them now.
Damian Moore and Aaron, and then we have one spare.
Tobias. I got the implant just for it.
Alright. So there you go.
Alright, Stevie Moore and Aaron. There you go. And Tobias. Be nice to have more than one gun, Tobias. There you go. So everyone should have their weaponry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good now.
And you've got the
Good.
you've got the crew credits under journals and party notes there as well, which I think you already
Yeah.
wrote.
Yeah, we want to put all of that into a bank, correct?
At least most of it. I don't see why we wouldn't put all of it. Make
Yeah,
some interest while we're away.
Yeah, so whatever, like, banking institution is on this station.
Do you guys want to deposit the full 576,000 you have left?
Yeah.
And got nothing else to spend it on.
Or was that before taking off these? Or was that
Take it
no?
off, it was like 780.
Okay, so I've already calculated that then. Yeah, so I did already calculate the.
570
yeah.
Yeah, 576 is our current balance.
Should I just write
I
then
was
banked
subtracting as we were going. Yeah.
banked at So do you want to just transfer it digitally to like a local bank, or do you want to like go in and set up an account?
Go in. I wanna slam a briefcase onto a desk, rotate it 180 degrees, and open both latches.
Because you can theoretically open an account on like the net, like through like the computer terminals and the bridge, but like you could also physically go in. There's probably a branch office here in Prospero's Dream.
I mean, whatever would probably just be easiest. I mean, I'll leave that up to Scuff if he wants to actually go into a bank, or if we just want to interact with the computer.
Let's go slam a suitcase on somebody's desk.
Alright. So first we're gonna have to sit at an ATM for about 3 hours
Only 3 hours?
and get all the fucking money printed out with a very high ATM fee. And then
You know, that sounds like too much work. Let's just put our cards in a suitcase, slam that down, and then it's just our cards.
Open a briefcase. It's a single like company card. It's like, here you go.
Just slam the company credit card down on someone's desk. I want this in the bank.
Just make sure to have everybody's names jotted down as beneficiaries.
You know, this whole thing just sounds like a lot of work. Let's do it online.
That's fine.
Alright, did you want to go to the bridge and have a shop around?
Yeah, I'll go up to the bridge. Pro tip, don't get sick. Shit sucks. I'm just gonna go to the bridge and look for what banks have the best deal for something like what we're looking for. I'll ask Mommy for suggestions.
Looking at the available interest rates in this sector, and in terms of the banking transaction fees and dealing with them previously, I'd probably recommend Comet Mutual.
Are we gonna be making money or paying them off of it?
Based on this, you should get a nice little return over time. They're offering 0.025% per annum.
Fuck it. Why not?
Per what?
Per annum?
Per anal.
Means like annually, based on the solar, Earth's transit of Sol.
0.025.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rate for these times.
We get 0.25% every time we do anal with them.
Jesus, these rates suck. It's basically just freezing an account. Oh man.
So should I open an account with them now?
Any objections?
No, whatever.
3, 2, 1, no objections, do it.
Cool, so it's now banked. I put it in your current balance information box. That we've banked the 576,000 with Comet Mutual at 0.0525% per annum.
Well, if we're gone for another 300 years, we'll get not a lot really, but you know.
Yeah, let's see. Let's do this. So so 0.0, what was it? It was 0.025%, right?
Yeah.
So that equates to 0.00025. So let's go ahead and multiply that.
A quarter of a tenth of a percent every year.
So 576,000 at that rate per year makes us 144 credits.
Incredible.
Fuck.
Well, you can be safe. You can be safe knowing that your funds are safe with Comet Mutual. They assure me. They've sent us a welcome pack email.
Did we at least get it like a free toaster or something?
No.
I hate the future. I hate the future.
It sounds like they'll customize a cred stick with your face if you bring it in.
Is my face looking like confused?
I would love that.
Did they make us pay for the email?
No. That was gratis. Free gratis.
Than I was expecting.
60,000 credits, please. Well, good news, guys. If we're gone for another 300 years, assuming non-compounding interest because it's fucking negligible, we'll just barely be able to break 600,000.
Nice.
I hate that.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Not gained. 600,000 total.
Nice.
All we need to do is disappear for 4,000 years.
Like 144 times 300 is 43,200.
Incredible.
Oh. I hate the future. I hate the future.
We just have to disappear for 4,000 years, and we'll be a million credit crew.
Oh boy. Okay, Jesus. All right. Yeah. Wow. Oof. Okay. Well. It's arguably better than nothing. And I'm ready to head out whenever you guys are.
Off to space we go then? Question mark.
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, we're going off to space. What's the husk of Eleanor's hope?
But you don't know?
The next stop on our adventure, so let's find out.
Do you want to ask anyone, or did you ask someone?
Hey.
We got the location from the fucking dude, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the husk of Eleanor's hope is the next stop on the way there. Then Gonzales Station, then the Cloud Bank Synthetics.
Oh, the guy didn't like give us a route.
That is
No,
the
I
route.
kind of just gave you like a hearsay. He just told you where, like, what your mission was. He didn't really give you like a route or anything.
All right. We can't just aim the ship until we find a jump point.
Probably not. It's probably best to go by like local navigation route. Basically, what's happening is I'm gonna take a bit of a I'm gonna take a back seat to like what you guys want to do. So, if you want to do stuff or ask stuff, you have to do that like in universe. I'm not just gonna like tell you what's happening.
Okay. Well, you're the captain. Let's go.
I'm busy making tokens for Hans and Steppy Boy.
Fair. Just look up like Dark Chart to the Zenjiro system. Or no, it'd be the Yasuda Prosperity Zone. Is Zenjiro just the name of the star then?
You've gone quite murky for me audio-wise, but sorry, did you say the, let me just look at the map again.
We're just looking for a star chart to get into this system, and then once we're there, we'll look up how to get to the synthetics production facility.
Yeah, so how jump points in this work is like basically the routes in blue or yellow or green or whatever are like closest navigation kind of markers or buoys. So they're like safe routes. You can try and jump to like stars, just loosely, but it's not normally advised. So yes, theoretically, if you were going to head towards like Gonzales Station, for example, Husk of the Eleanor's Hope would be like the next navigation data that's present on this map that you've got. Though if you look at the map small print, this map is not to scale, and this is also at 2589, so this might be a little bit out of date. So it may also be worth asking around when looking for noob information.
I'm just gonna look it up online first, just 'cause lazy, less work. See if there's a more updated one.
Alright. So looking up some local data, you basically discover that this map is still pretty accurate from what you can tell. And the husk of the Eleanor's Hope was a colony vessel that basically had a catastrophic mishap when first colonizing the Danzig system. And it's now used basically as a waypoint, and it's kind of like a derelict ghost ship in the middle of nowhere. And they basically put some nav boys up around it, and they use it as a jumping off point to get between the Yasuda Prosperity Zone and Mordred's Reach or the Sumitomo sector.
Alright. Then off of the internet nav charts, it should be simple enough to get to the fuck is that? Kaitosai station. Then
Yep.
synthetic production facility.
So you should be able to bypass the husk if you'd like to, unless you'd like to stop there and just head to Ginzaya Station.
We should probably head to the husk just to make sure we're not taking too huge of a jump in the blind.
Alright.
I
So,
can't like this.
does anyone else want to do anything before you guys set out?
I'm good.
I'm good.
It was fun, Uno. No worries about missing True. Family stuff is all good. Alright, let me just update some tokens and then we can head off.
Why's it gotta be tokens, Dozer?
This that's like Han's token and stuff. I'm just updating the horse and such.
Why couldn't it be Hankins?
What?
Why's it gotta be toes, Dozer? You got a thing for toes?
Yeah. Give me your toes.
But I need them.
You'll have to come and take them.
Alright, so I'll say you guys are basically coasting out of the dry dock at Prospero's Dream. Mommy has cleared for basically takeoff and coasting out into the shipping lane. So you guys are slowly kind of puttering around at Sublight, heading towards the jump points. There's basically some navigation buoys further out from the station where ships are allowed to jump onwards.
Alright, well, head over to that and then make our jump.
Alright. Yeah, just while I'm updating tokens, you guys are just coasting along. It's going to take some time. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves or whatever.
I'm taking a nap up in the gunner hatch of the Qart Hadasht.
Alright.
And I'm considering just turning on the ship-wide comms and going boopy bada boop, and then leaving the comms at that.
Are you just going to consider it, or are you going to do it?
I'm considering it. I'm not doing it yet.
Alright.
If you do it, I'm muting the gunner's hatch comms. And my own comms. You'll have to physically come and get me.
I don't sleep, and I'm the captain of your ship. I can just show up in your room in the middle of your night.
Why'd you call it his ship if it's then your ship if you're the captain?
Because we're still paying this off. Once it's paid off, it's my ship. Until
We're not
then,
paying
the
it
death
off.
is.
It's already paid off.
Oh, alright. I'm the captain of my ship.
Hey, there you
All right. Cool. I've updated all the tokens. They now have a cool green border.
go. No.
Um.
I blame the sweets.
All right. So, Aaron, do you want to give me a piloting check for making the jump to the wreck of the Eleanor's Hope? Or the husk, I should say.
Boy, do I. Piloting. With intellect? Question mark.
Yeah. You're not fighting the controls at the moment. It's all going smoothly.
Get out my ice cream.
Nice.
Yeah.
You dial in the coordinates, you basically check all the systems, and then the ship successfully jumps towards the husk of the Eleanor's Hope. You're basically flying through jump space. It's gonna take a little bit of time.
Anyone got any good elevator music?
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. You guys can see all the little robots sheets, right? Like I think I've set up the permissions to do that. Cool.
Oh, look at Stippy boy.
He is such a little guy.
Courtesy of Bing.
What'd you use those stable diffusion to?
No, Bing. The Bing AI.
The Bing made it.
Yep.
We used Bing's AI art to make all our new robots.
Bing makes it?
Yeah.
Bing has. Wow. That's
I
pretty
didn't know.
good.
I didn't know Bing made stuff either.
They're all pretty good, actually. Look, we got some good stuff out of Bing. Alright, I'll say you guys basically just resting up and vibing and doing stuff. For, several hours while you're in transit. When suddenly you see on the view screen and through the viewports, Aaron, you drop back into real space. And before you see, a series of navigation buoys kind of flashing in the darkness near where you've jumped in. So you followed the coordinates exactly, it would seem. But then further forward ahead of you, several hundred kilometers, you see a colossal wreckage and debris field. It is a monster of a ship. It looks pretty pockmarked and fire blackened and full of holes where cargo bays vented into the void. And it is just massive. It's a lot bigger than conventional colony ships are these days. You can tell by looking at it this was like either a prototype or pretty ancient. It's hard to tell what happened to it. But floating around it is just, crates and wrecked metal and shards. You actually see a couple of little ship's collision lights in the distance floating around. Probably either scavengers or official salvage vessels. Kind of moving from piece to piece. Looks like a pretty major operation.
So that's that's Eleanor's Hope.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably assume, based on the navigation data, and the fact that there's one massive ship.
Yeah. Oh, we're in the right place. Next set of coordinates. Beep beep boop.
Alright. Do you want to head to Gunzaya Station?
Yep.
Alright. Give me another piloting check.
Oh boy. Intellect roll. Hey. Out
Well-
of all the numbers, that certainly is one.
Well, you guys head into jump space. Jumping back out of the Husk of Eleanor's Hope region. It's going to be another several hours before you arrive at the coordinates you specified.
Good thing we put our money away.
After a few hours, Mommy says, I'm reading some discrepancies with this nav data. And I'm gonna get a jump proximity alarm shortly. As she says this, you see the proximity jump alarm go off. Beep, 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 beep. And you guys jump into real space. And in front of you is the planet Narmandark. And it appears you have jumped on the opposite side of the planet from Gunzaya Station. As according to your little orbital map, it would appear that the nav data was either inaccurate or didn't account for some orbital mechanics.
Damn it, internet. Alright.
You're close enough, you could probably compensate for it if you wanted to make a further jump, or you could try and head around the planet and sublet.
Let's just fly around on sublights as long as we need to, then jump up to Cloud Bank. And we'll jump short of Cloud Bank, so if we make any mistakes or if it's not where people are expecting at this point, we're still coming up short rather than risking jumping into it.
Do you want to get any assistance with the calculations at all?
Novus, you're pretty good with brain stuff. Do you happen to...
I will also say that
suggest-
Wheel E is in the bridge with you, and he is bumping into your leg.
Do you want to help with this?
He kind of chitters with the little robot beeps.
Yeah, sure, I'll try and see what's going on.
Alright, really, would you mind helping Novus? I seem to have not been having the best of luck today.
Wheel E hears you on the intercom and kind of chitters at you happily and wheels off.
Let's see what we got here.
I will await their
You hear a thunk as you believe Wheelie has fallen down the hatch into the ventral turret.
Well, good thing I wasn't in that one.
Oh,
Bonk.
do you mind just
Really?
going and grabbing him, Aaron?
Really?
Damien Moore dies because an 80-pound robot falls on his fucking head while he takes a nap.
You look down the hatch and you can see him just kind of looking up at the open hatch. He cannot use the ladder.
Just pull him up.
Alright. He has adjusted it into his navigation data.
Drops grenade down.
He just wheels
Oh,
off.
The jump
Jonah,
data or
no.
the hatch?
Did I?
Also, you're in the hangar, Damien.
I know I'm in the hangar, but I just, like, I said I was gonna be over...
Alright, I'll move you.
Come on.
Note to self, invest in Toddlergate.
Build one.
Or just don't leave the hatches open, especially ones that go straight down.
But what if we need to get to the turrets quickly?
Tobias, you see Ted zooming along the catwalks towards you. Beep beep pop
Great,
up beep pop.
more. Hi. Yeah. How's it going? Put out my cigarette.
Beep
In
pop
the
pop pop.
engine room.
Beep pop pop pop. He
Alright,
just wheels off
so-
again. Or treads off, I should say.
Is he here yet?
What's that?
Is Willie here yet?
No, Wheelie is just... He just went off to the hangar.
Oh.
He just has a mind of his own.
Okay then. Guess I'll just do this.
Yep, so Scuff, you can do another piloting check with advantage while Novus assists with the navigation data, compensating for the orbital drift.
Oh, Wheelie. What are we gonna do with you?
You guys all reduced your stress too, didn't you?
I did.
I will say, Scuff, you can just not take an extra stress for that failure. Just ignore that. You're still in a comfy, the Qart Hadasht is not a stressful place at this time. So, it didn't take its toll on you yet.
We got
Can
it.
it ever,
Okay.
What
can
the,
it ever
Try
be
Scott.
stressful
Let me
with
try Aaron.
what?
Oh no, that was a success, that last one.
What are you? Yeah, what are you
Oh,
trying?
oh.
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys are in
the
transit
Qart
now.
Hadasht really- Can the Qart Hadasht really ever be a stressful place with not just Slash and Burn, but now also Hans, Ted, Wheelie, and Steppy Boy?
Now, just to clarify, you have the dropship on the back of the Qart Hadasht, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, the
magnetically
back or, like,
clamped.
the back top or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and you still have the Hannibal as well, right?
Yeah, the Hannibal's still in the hangar
Cool. Okay, and you've still got some skeleton mix as well,
and the APC.
and an APC. Yeah, inside the was it the Defiance?
Inside the Defiance dropship. Yeah.
It's a small spacecraft carrier.
You got a fucking menagerie of vehicles and creatures.
Literally everybody could have their own fucking vehicle.
All right.
Put Slash and Burn in the two mech skeletons.
You hear the alarm go off as you approach the Cloudbank Synthetics production facility. The Qart Hadasht drops out of jump, and you arrive in real space, approaching a very strange looking space station.
Strange
Alright.
haha or strange like ooh.
I will find some information for you. Just bear with me.
The intercom. Shit might be getting weird here too. We may need to ready the dropship.
Alright. As you jump out of real space, or jump into real space, I should say, you are hailed by what looks like, on the radar, you now notice several small vessels, and one of them communicates with you. One of the ships
Oh.
hails you. It is the JITS David 3-5. Hello, this is the David 3-5. I guess, opening hailing with the Qart Hadasht. What is your purpose here?
Investigating, this place has been quiet for a while, and we were making sure that it hasn't gone quiet for untoward reasons.
Ah, okay, well, there's a good reason it's quiet here. We suggest you turn around and jump back to wherever you came from.
I don't like the tone of your voice.
Question, Doza, is there like a general quarters alarm or something on our ship?
There is.
Alright, you mind if I just, silently hit that?
Sure. The lighting inside the ship changes red to signify general quarters as Mummy pings all of your pages, basically.
Is this a voice call or video call?
At this stage, it's just a voice call, or just over radio. You see on the radar ping, there's 5 vessels arrayed in kind of a loose semicircle around the jump point. All relatively small. But, based on that guy's communication, potentially military. Although he is transmitting on a standard sort of trading band.
Just so I'm doing my due process here, are you the original, I suppose, team that was assigned to the Cloudbank Synthetics production facility?
I don't think it's being called that in some time. It's called the Deep now. And, yeah, I mean, this is our blockade, and we advise you to turn around. We're the ones who've been, commissioned. The lowest bidders, if you will. He, chuckles kind of wryly.
Blockade for what? We've been out of the loop for the last few, decades.
Ah, I see. Well, I mean, we're known as the troubleshooters, and we've been ordered to basically enforce a blockade around the Deep to stop, you know, treasure seekers and ne'er-do-wells. You hear him light a cigarette.
Is that such a problem that, what, the local government hired you? Did interested parties?
Well, I mean, we're not necessarily meant to just keep people out, but it's more we've been hired to keep things in as well, in a way. But there's no treasure here, so we advise you to turn around and jump on back out. He seems pretty insistent on that.
Just over this little conversation, have I had a chance to, like, get a read on this guy? Is he avoiding the question because it's supposed to be classified information, or is he part of a group that's doing sketchy stuff and robbing this place blind like we were originally intending to?
You get the impression, if you had to guess, you would say that he's jaded, would be the overwhelming sensation.
Probably more mercenary than military, but also
Potentially, yeah.
not just looting.
It's hard to tell just from his voice, but
Maybe
that does sound...
workers. You know?
You see that the cordon has basically maneuvered into that loose semicircle, and they're all kind of pointing at you, though. You haven't received any lock information. They haven't locked, like, weapon systems on the Qart Hadasht yet.
Can you do me a favor? We've been very out of the loop for a while. If we hold our position here and just don't go anywhere, can you get us up to speed with a few things?
I mean, yeah, I guess it doesn't really hurt me at all. As long as you guys don't try and run this blockade, it's no interest of mine.
No,
We're just here for money. It's kind of our primary motivator.
well, that's understandable. So what has been going on here that someone needs to fund a well-armed group to keep this perimeter secured from what's inside?
I mean, that sounds more like a Commander Kilroy question, and she ain't answering. So I don't know. I would say, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's information you guys need to know to get on out of the area. This place doesn't have treasure, as I told the last couple of ships, and if anyone's coming close, it's us. The deep is blocked. The deep is not for anyone to enter, and the deep is basically, you know, space non grata. He doesn't seem annoyed at your questions at all. He just seems very like, it's almost like rehearsed. Like he said this a million times.
How long have you been here?
Me personally, or the troubleshooters?
Both, I guess.
I've been here about 8 months. Troubleshooter's been here a couple of years.
And Commander Kilroy's not answering as in she's dropped out of communications entirely, or she's too busy to deal with us?
Oh no, she's probably too busy to deal with you. I mean, I don't know. She's might be on break. I got no idea. Above my pay grade.
Alright.
She's on the bell.
Bell? Is that one of the ships? Or...
It's like a little, it's like a little exo station. But anyway, I'm telling you too much. Don't worry about it.
No, go on.
All guns on the dropship and Qart Hadasht shift to the bell.
Looking further,
Good friends.
looking further along, you can see that, like, past the blockade through the viewing port, and using the Qart Hadasht cameras, which you can maneuver around, you see that this giant station is basically like looks kind of like a big drum with like a bigger, fatter band around the middle, and then you can see off to the side is like what looks like a little thruster. Well, it doesn't. It's not little. Like, it looks little by comparison to Cloudbank Synthetics facility, but it's pretty colossal. It looks like an old thruster that's been cast off, and you can assume that that might be the bell.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm just talking with this guy, I'm gonna real quick just we all have like a company tablet or something so that we can the company computer that we can just send an email or something to, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send a like fucking email message or whatever the hell we have to the other three, Damien, Novus, and Tobias. Say look into the deep, Commander Kilroy, and the troubleshooters. Probably mercenary company. I've got no idea what's going on here, aside from there's some mercenary company that is trying to claim ownership, more or less, of the area.
Right, well, I don't give a shit. We have a job to do. These guys are preventing us from doing that job.
While you guys are talking, you see the bell kind of rotate in space. And you get kind of a glimpse in it with the camera of the Qart Hadasht. And you see that moored inside the bell is a little... looks like a little vessel, like, moored in there, right inside the thrust nozzle.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck. I totally forgot. Dozer, did we get our mining laser repaired?
I'll assume yes, that was part of the deal with Comic Co.
Okay, I don't know why I just now remembered that we have a fucking mining laser.
I'm gonna send you some camera views of what you see in Discord.
Oh, it's literally the bell, not like Bell the name.
Not like a diving bell.
Yeah, I thought it was called the bell, like Belle or something.
Yeah, and then as the bell turns around in space, you got a camera shot of the interior.
Well, that looks fun. And that's a ship inside there?
You hear it? Yeah, it's a little ship moored inside there. As the radio connection is still connected to the David 3-5. You hear the comms squawk again. Hey, I'm Captain Hendricks. Since you guys are gonna be here a while, might as well get to know each other. What's your name?
Aaron, nice to meet you.
Sorry, what was that? You cut out.
Aaron, nice to meet you.
Ah, nice. Are you, what are you guys? You get, like, a trading vessel? Says here you're a mining support vessel? Like a mining frigate?
Something of the sort.
Yeah, good
We've
thing.
taken on a few other jobs that were less mining and more miscellaneous transportation.
Right. Yeah, I was interested because that appears to be a military grade dropship on your spine there.
They can't see it, it's behind us. It's in the dark of the ship.
They can totally see it.
Don't worry about the dropship guns just aiming.
They've got military grade scanners and thermals. Fucking all sorts of scanning and technology. You can see based on their specifications that it's a series of like troop ships and frigates. So they're pretty like geared up.
We can take them.
We can take them.
You guess based on the compliment that yeah, one of the vessel next to the David 3-5 is a troop ship, which are normally equipped with nasty railguns.
Yeah, we can take them.
Just think of how awesome our ship could be.
Just send out Slash and Burn. They'll deal with the entire fleet.
Yeah, just push them out the airlock with a fire extinguisher in each of their hands. Go get them, champ.
I'm down for this idea.
I mean, to be fair, if we disable the troop ships, we could strap the railguns onto our ship.
What was our fucking purpose? Like,
The
what
reason
were we here for?
we're here.
Yeah. What did the dude ask us for when we when he was talking to us about coming here? Like, what were we doing here?
It's more like, why in the world do you have a military-grade dropship when you're a mining ship?
I think Killer's asking why are you guys here in total.
No, I'm asking about the fucking dude that hired us.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember why we're here. If it's
Why Angus hired you. He's the guy you met, Novus. The guy at the Canyon Heavy Market.
Oh yeah.
He gave you the contract to go check this out.
If I remember right, they wanted us to go check the place out because they thought it was defunct, not under new management, and get the place back up and running so that we could split the profits.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I figured it was a clear mission, but just wanted to make sure. Cool. So, you wanna call the guy back and be like, yeah, sorry, no can do, or what do you want to do?
Can we call him from this far?
I don't know. We have comms equipment.
Yeah, but
Question is it strong enough?
that's an entire separate system.
I don't know. Is there inter-system communications?
You can send like a net message, like through the deep, like basically like a deep transmission. It's it takes long, like a while to send, and it's like you can't really encode a lot of data, but it's doable. Like a short voice message or like text is doable.
How long will it take for him to reply?
If you're sending a message to Prospero's Dream, you could probably expect, 48 hours.
How long did it take to get here?
Say like 12? Maybe a little bit longer, maybe like 18 hours total.
So we might as well just fly back and be like, and then just like calm him from outside the station. And then
If
give him
we
a
figure
heads
out
up
that
what we're
pirates,
doing.
we can just come back, drop straight out of warp, go guns blazing.
Oh, before we do that, I'm gonna look into the troubleshooters and Commander Kilroy in particular.
Alright.
See what's on the space internet.
You look up some details, and you find that the troopers are a small private army. They have a relatively small navy, and they're basically a marine private military company. So they deploy off their naval vessels. Relatively small complement, but they still have, a good 15 or 20 vessels and a couple of hundred foot infantry. And you can see that Commander Kilroy is the leader of the troubleshooters, their commanding officer. Commander Rachel Kilroy. She was a member of the Colonial Marines and served with distinction. And you see that the troubleshooters are generally regarded as pretty good. Like, they're both effective and morally seem to be pretty useful. They actually assisted a lot with an uprising on a colony Kappa, where they served the colony well and with distinction. They didn't really cause any civilian deaths and kind of diffuse the riots.
They have a history of taking any sketchy jobs.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
Seems all pretty above board. Colonial security, corporate protection details, that sort of thing. Counter-terrorism.
I have an idea, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
We can go ahead and send a message back to Prospero's Dream while we're waiting for a response to that message. If we wanted to try to either just hail them again or talk to them in person, and like I can come along with that, just also having been an ex-Marine, and like there's a little bit more like common ground with that, to give us a little bit of like credibility. We could try to work out a deal, maybe, because even though they are a small private army, I don't think they would want to just sit around and deal with like the logistics of setting up this station and like getting it back into working order. They would probably want to, or they would probably prefer having the station being back up on working order while they're also doing other contracts. So if we could somehow get a deal going between the troubleshooters and the dude in Prospero's Dream, we may still be able to come away with some money from this.
you got like halfway through with that, and I figured that you wanted to sign us up as a ground team to deal with what they're keeping in. I'm fine with either one, really.
Okay.
You see on the radar that another vessel of the cordon has moved off and has moved into a position between the bell and the, blockade. Give me a military training check, someone. If there's more than one person, you guys can have advantage.
What's your combat stuff?
My combat is 43.
Do it with an intellect, but military training with intellect.
That is
Okay, yeah.
59.
Yeah, go for it.
Military training.
Killer, do you have eyes on the blockade or on the radar screens or anything?
Yeah, I'm on the top gun right now.
Okay, I'll say you can have advantage then. Let's go. Right.
It
If you were
sounds
going to guess based on that movement, based on your time in the core, you would both assume that it's moving to relay a transmission between the blockade and the bell. Military communications, if they're heavily encrypted, have to be relayed or like jumped over hundreds of kilometers. They don't have the same range necessarily. At least in this sort of, with stellar interference and stuff. Or if there's a tense situation, they don't want to use like wideband. So.
Right.
Alright.
It's not a hostile move, it's basically a communication move, you could probably guess. You might not be right, but that's what you'd assume.
Yeah, they're relaying communications. It's possible they're just updating Commander Kilroy that there's a ship lurking around outside the cordon. Or my other guess is they're getting ready to screen for that bell to move, and they're staying between us and them just in case shit hits the fan.
So, what are we doing? Do you want to send a message back to Prospero?
Yeah, let's go ahead and send that message.
And then while that's being sent, we can ask the troubleshooters if they're willing to work with a different company to try to get this thing back up and running, and then they can both make some money out of this.
So what do you guys want to send to Angus back at Prospero's drone?
Just get him up to, I think for now, just get him up to speed that the troubleshooters with Captain
Colonel Kilroy.
Commander Kilroy.
Or Commander Kilroy, yeah.
Don't forget you have your party notes journal if you need to note stuff down at all.
The troubleshooters with Commander Kilroy have been tasked with maintaining a cordon to keep people out and something in. Just to let them know that we've gotten here and we've got some information. Then before we talk to him about setting up a joint operation, we talk to the troubleshooters and maybe pass that up to Commander Kilroy if they can.
Alright. Well, you make the transmission and send like a text transmission basically back to Prospero's dream. Did you want to encrypt it or just leave it like public?
I'll encrypt it.
Alright.
Probably not as good as their encryption, but it'll keep other eager peeper words other eager people from looking too closely into it if they're not familiar with breaking encryption. Then it was Captain Hendrick.
Is it Hendrix?
What, the guy you guys have been talking to?
Yeah, Captain Hendrix.
Yeah, Captain Hendricks.
First name Jimmy.
I was just about to say that.
Sorry, what are you doing with him? Are you transmitting to him again?
Yeah, I'll say my XO has an offer he thinks you might be interested in. Can you hop on voice?
Go on, shout it.
You hear the communication squelch. This is Captain Hendricks. I notice you're still here.
Yeah. We're working on some stuff on getting back, but over the years we have made some connections. And I'm sure while this is a fairly lucrative job, it doesn't seem very entertaining, especially after several years.
He kind of laughs at that. Yeah. Yeah. Safe to say.
We might know some people who would be able to take some of the more menial labor off your hands so that you can, while still bringing in most of the money, also find something that's less dull, monotonous, and nothing happening, really.
Well, you mean you guys want to take over the blockade?
Not us in particular, but we know some people who know some other people.
Hmm.
A single ship's crew wouldn't be able to hold an entire blockade, but
Did they say that they're blockading this station because they're trying to prevent people from using it, or they're just blockading the station?
they're trying to keep other people out, and they're trying to keep something in. Most people who come here are looking for a quick salvage run or something.
Okay. Well, ask them if they'd be willing to partner up with the guy back on Prospero's Dream about getting the station back up and running.
I mean, you're on voice.
Okay. Hey, Captain Hendricks, this is Chief Security Officer Damian Moore, formerly of the Colonial Marines.
Ah, nice. Fellow boot. How's it going?
Well, it's fucking gone. I can tell you that, sir. So yeah, we just came from Prospero's Dream a couple hours ago, and we were tasked with coming out here and checking out the station and just seeing what the functionality of this place was, just because our contact is potentially gonna try to get this place back up and running.
Up and running? Fuck. He has got some ambition.
Hey,
This place is a fucking wreck.
Not my fucking problem. I'm just here to clear out the station, make sure it's safe for them to come in and
Hey, one ex-marine to the other. This place is a fucking nightmare. I would say that there's not a lot of fun times to be had here.
Oh,
Be the first nightmare we've dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we were stuck in void space for 300 years.
Void
fighting
space?
Abominations. Yeah, like we got stuck in like a temporal time warp sector of space. It seemed about a week and a half for us, but apparently it was 300 years of real time.
Jeez, so you would have served with the old structure of the core, way before my time.
Oh yeah, yeah. We had 2 sticks and a rock, and we had to share the rock.
You got a 2 sticks? I only got 1. Lucky bastard.
You can hear him cracking up, and you can hear another officer behind him crack up as well.
Is that the quota, or is it 2 rocks and a stick, and we had to share the stick? I forget what the
There was 2 sticks in a rock, and we had to share the rock.
Okay, alright, good. I would hate to do discredit to...
Look, Kilroy, Commander Kilroy, she's pretty dead set on blockading this station, but like, I don't know. I feel like you guys can maybe have a chat with her and see if she's willing to work with outside contractors also. Because Lord knows some of the boys need a rest, and we don't really have the numbers to maintain it.
She's the one that wants this blockade? Is the company not here to get paid, or...?
But again, this is kind of beyond my pay grade. I don't really know. Like, I'm not meant to talk about our contractors, if that makes sense. Professional courtesy dictates we keep that stuff anonymous. You know how it is, right? I mean, you guys are going around saying you're a mining vessel for a defunct. I mean, it says here in the data that you guys are working for the Media Corporation, which went defunct several hundred years ago. And, you know, and you've got a military-grade dropship strapped to you. I think, as far as asking interesting questions goes, we both have our secrets.
Well, we can answer that question with 3 words. Spoils of war.
Ah, I see. Interesting that mining transport vessels involved in war, but I won't ask questions.
Less war, more salvage. We found it, no one was using it, everyone else was dead.
Right. Well, anyway.
Damien said something in his gunner's chair. Anyway, waving his hand. Do you have a net that we can hail the commander on, or would we need to meet her in person, set up some sort of meeting?
Normally I'd try and charge you for the privilege, but as a fellow Marine, everybody gets one. So I'd say you can go and meet her in person. She's docked at the bell.
Roger that.
You see that several of the blockade ships are moving away into an intercept point around the jump point, but they're no longer arrayed against the Qart.
Okay. Rest assured, we appreciate that, and we'll try to keep it brief with whatever I'm sure the commander's got her hands busy with. Alright, we should go in before they change their mind.
Yeah, I'll take the ship in.
Captain Tasso Hendricks closes the comms, and the JITS David 3-5 moves away. They are very interesting looking vessels. They're kind of like a long spine with a crew kind of compartment / bridge section at the rear, and then surrounded by several giant thrusters and habitation modules around the central spine. I will send you a little screen cap of the David 3-5 for you.
Damien, when we're done here and leaving, remind me to send a message just over all the channels to tell all these guys that it's their turn for Firewatch.
God damn it. Don't you fucking dare.
You move towards... I'm assuming you're moving towards the bell?
Yeah.
You can see, as you get closer, you see the yawning opening into the thruster, and you can see that it was a giant engine that's now dead and black. And it's doesn't really have any lighting, and it feels very abandoned, apart from the little vessel docked in the center. As you guys get closer, you hear the radio spark to life as a comm is coming in. This is the Bell Station, contacting the Qart Hadasht. Are you looking to dock? It appears the blockade let you through.
At the dash here, we are looking to dock.
Alright. Well, Meg, like, get your landing gear magnetized to the outer wall, and I'll be out shortly with a docking umbilical.
Roger. Anywhere in particular you'd like us to land?
No, you've got as much space as you like. As you can see, we're really bustling.
Not sure how you manage all these ships.
Cricket noises.
Oh.
He closes, it's a man's voice, and he closes comms.
Alright, I'll just pick somewhere to dock that looks convenient.
So in that second screenshot or like camera feed I sent you, you're basically docking on the inner ring, like the interior wall of the thruster.
Alright.
Neat.
Alright, I'll say you come in and, do you want to give me a piloting check, please?
What was the captain's first name?
Tasso.
Hasso?
Tasso.
Oh, Tasso.
Hey.
Fucking Jesus.
Do I have anything that can change that?
No.
No.
Finger guns? No.
As you're bringing it in, you extend the landing gear, as you are crossing the rim of the opening, and shear one of them off entirely.
Oh, not again. Oh. It's
Hey!
Do it with the Hannibal.
Careful now.
The main ship.
Careful now, he says as the guy comes back on the comms. Oh, first timer.
On the way.
Well, fair enough. He closes comms again. Luckily, there's enough landing struts, 3 remaining, that you can magnetize the interior wall, and you can see that the shorn off landing gear is just kind of rotating in space, like inside the interior.
Floating by the viewport.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And
Someone grab that 500-meter steel cable and lasso it back to the.
with the camera feed locked onto the interior ship on the inner of the Bell, you can see a hatch open, and you see a void suit man leave, or man or woman. It's a void suit. You don't know who it is.
A void person.
But they're leaving like an airlock, and he's got he has attached a cable to a docking umbilical, like a fabric or canvas style docking umbilical. It's kind of an old pattern, to a cable to his like belt, and he's thrusting over to you as the giant docking umbilical kind of spools out. Like a big fabric tube.
Do we just have to grab it and attach it to our ship, or is that something that it does automatically?
It appears that's what he's doing. He's thrusting over to you, dragging it behind him.
Oh.
We have a small airlock.
Yeah.
He'll just attach to you.
Yeah, he's attaching to the port side near the mess airlock. He's made it over to the Qart Hadasht, and he's now bolting the docking umbilical on. You see him give one of the cameras a thumbs up, and he thrusts back over to the Bell.
I would have made my way to the airlock while he was doing it.
I will. I'll head in, and I'll only keep my SMG on me, and I'll probably just check that at the door instead of bringing along my small arsenal. That'll stays in our ship for now.
Alright.
Listen, they are strangers, but they are Marines at heart. I don't think it would be completely unreasonable for you to have your weapons on.
I'm bringing an SMG. It's enough of a weapon when we're not expecting trouble.
Now, as you open the, you basically get a message on the airlock docking panel, that there's no gravity inside the bell.
That's fine.
So you can basically, as you cycle the airlock, you'll have to switch to like 0G basically.
Do our vacuum suits have fucking mag boots?
Yep.
Suits. Good, yeah.
That's fine. We can just magnetize ourselves to the floor once we get into the bell. Not really worried about it.
All right, who's heading into the bell?
I am.
I'll head in.
All right. Is anyone going to try and fix the landing strut at all?
Oh, did we get that back?
It's still just kind of floating outside. You probably could.
I'll go get it back.
What kind of check would you need to do it?
Full check.
No check to get it, I don't think, except like piloting maybe, or just spending some extra time on it.
Look, with my rolls, I'll just spend the extra time.
We have
If
we have the 500 meters of steel cable. Like, we can just make our own like spacewalk tether. Then you just grab it and then pull yourself back in, and then mag boot yourself to the bottom of the ship and
Yeah.
like weld the fucking clamp back on or some shit.
I set the laser cutter to very low power settings and use it as an electric welder.
Yeah, 1% power.
0.25%. Set it to our interest rate.
Yeah, try 1%. It's like Iron Man 1 launches yourself.
All right.
So Tobias, you and Novus are staying on the ship.
Probably, yeah, because of stuff that might be happening around the house and family members just dropping by soon that I haven't seen for a while.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Actually, it probably would be a good idea for Tobias to stay on the ship. I don't know if his like mental capacity would be.
Oh, okay. Now I want. It's fuck you.
You'd like
Listen,
keep pressing the.
I got 41 in combat with combat training out. Let's fucking go.
Me
Yo,
pressing the close elevator door button.
He's batshit crazy. He'll fit right in with the Marines.
He's a different kind of batshit crazy.
Well, as
Keep happening.
well, who's climbing through the umbilical?
It's Scuff and I.
All right. So you guys basically, it's like a kind of like a sealed fabric umbilical. So it's got like some little climbing handholds, and it's pretty tight. Like it's not very big. It's pretty narrow. But you can basically climb through it on the way to the thrust chamber nozzle.
Yeah, it's like if you had like a bungee style like jungle gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monkey bars.
Basically, as you go through, you feel like the whole area is pretty unlit, and there's no gravity. There are some, as you enter into a more open space, there are some open, like scorch marked, very basic kind of retrofitted blast doors, leading into kind of a half-assed, I guess you want to call it like a very basic hangar, kind of like a ragged docking bay. Here, basically, you can see that this is like you're inside the docking bay of like a small ship. There are some floating LED candles. They look like, they're designed to look like candles, but they're like just LEDs, and they're just kind of hovering.
Bodyworks candles.
Yeah. Place is huge and empty. It's pretty dark, and there's a lot of groaning of like metal. And there's a guy standing there with his helmet off now, and you can tell it's the guy who moved the umbilical to your ship, and he kind of just waves at you. He's an older man.
I have returned what I missed.
arrows are describing the lovely scene that we're now in. So thanks a lot.
I'll put a picture of the man you see before you in Discord.
Please don't be as like fucked as the other callers that we interacted with.
Oh,
Oh god damn it! Oh, what cryptid shit is that?
hi, welcome to
Photo
the
looked like it was taken... Oh.
welcome to the Acheron. My name's Katie. He holds his hand out to shake it.
His name is KD.
Katie. He corrects you.
Arcady.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll write it down.
Your name is Kill Death Ratio. Me popping the seal on my helmet and like clipping it to my belt. I'll shake his hand, be like, Damien.
Aaron, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. He shakes both your hands. Yeah. I hear you might be new divers.
Divers. Sounds like you've got some kind of infestation with that term.
Well, we basically call anyone who's here for, diving on the deep, as I like to call it, divers. I used to be one myself.
Right. This place, yes. In general, no.
You see on his chest a patch on his void suit, and it reads Cloud Bank Synthetic Production Facility Verified Human.
Insight check. Is he human?
He looks pretty human, you'd say.
Mm-hmm. Is a human, yes?
Despite the under nods trail camera of the Louisiana Bayou fucking profile picture we got just now.
Oh, he's one of the better ones.
Wait, I can't wait to meet the commander. I can't wait. Oh man.
So if you guys aren't divers, what are you here for?
I'll look at Aaron.
We're looking to flesh out a work agreement with the boss.
The boss?
Your boss.
Commander
not
Kilroy.
boss.
She ain't my boss. I was here before them. But yeah,
Someone's
Commander
boss.
Kilroy's here.
Alright. Can we go talk to her? Which way?
I will find out. He presses a comm panel on his wrist. Commander Kilroy, where are you currently? You hear a faint transmission back. Okay. Sounds like she's on the bridge of my ship. Yeah, up this way. He points to a stairwell.
Alright. Thank you. It's nice meeting you. Don't have too much fun. I'll just head up the stairs.
Alright. You basically follow him up a little tight stairwell in the Acheron, which is his docked ship. And standing on the bridge, looking out to the viewport, which appears to just look deeper into the combustion chamber of the bell. You see a tall, heavily armored, militaristic woman wearing what looks like some sort of pretty heavy-duty night vision equipment. Welcome.
20 stack of nods.
She turns around. And this is
That's an
what you
actual
see.
Full wraparound. God. My armor instincts kicking in. Viper!
So you are the crew of the Qart Hadasht, I believe. My Captain Hendricks said you'd be coming to speak with me. I'm surprised you didn't just turn around at the first sign of several military aircraft. And by aircraft, I mean ships.
Well, the
That's one.
two of us happen to be ex-military as well, so it's not the first time we've seen it.
Ah. Well, that's good at least. She salutes you in the colonial marine style.
Yep.
I'll return this newfangled colonial marine salute.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different than when you guys were in the Corps.
Yeah. Aaron and I doing our same salute, and then her doing this like weird like palm towards the person you're saluting, like the fucking Brits do. Like, what the fuck?
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you were divers. That's normally the kind of riffraff we get here. She looks pointedly over at Arcady, who looks pointedly back. But, you know, it sounds like you were men on a mission.
Well, man and android, but something of the sort, yeah. We know someone who's looking to get this place up and running again. Though from the sounds of it, there's some trouble inside.
Some trouble is an understatement, but yes. I can understand that desire. This place used to be heavily profitable, I imagine, but it is in a state well beyond repair, and in fact, it is one of the greatest threats the sector faces, in my opinion. In terms of, well, how much do you know about this facility? She looks confused now. Little to none,
It went
okay.
defunct some time ago, and nobody's heard much about it since.
She has her,
that you were here.
she has her hand in her palm, in her other palm, like behind her back. And she turns to look out the viewports again. Well, this place used to be one of the greatest factories of synthetics. They were outputting a lot of the sector androids and for various mining conglomerates and, you know, sex bots and officers and navigation robots and military robots and basically anything you can think of requiring a synthetic humanoid. It was either manufactured here or prototyped here on license. And the hubris of the corporate machine that built Cloudbank decided that it would be more efficient to run the deep with a artificial omniscience, they called it. A next generation AI to run their funny little factory.
They thought it'd be a good idea to build robots with a robot.
Yeah. She looks at you kind of, she turns to look at you as she says that. Suffice to say, I don't think it went well over time as their AI, known as Monarch, started to gain more and more control and more subroutines. And I'm sure you can probably imagine what happened next. As AI, without much controls put upon it, in a facility with industrial scale replication technology and synthetic humanoids of every kind and sort, it gained its omniscience and became basically a god of its own domain, didn't it? And from there, the situation, the factory went dark. We stopped hearing from humanoid, actual human, people working within the factory. And my company was contracted to investigate, probably much like yourselves. And after finding what we found inside and acknowledging the situation and the claims of the divers, she looks again at Arcady. We realized it was probably best for us to enforce the blockade around the deep, and leave it up to the experts. She does like inverted, like air quotes, to investigate further and dive the deep, as it were, and try and find out more about Monarch's dealings. In my opinion, I believe Monarch is one of the gravest threats to humanity, and it should be destroyed. But we've been butting our heads up against a wall so far. It's not a small facility, as you may have seen.
Kind of funny how I'm literally spec'd as a character for this exact purpose.
Yes, well, and then Arcady chimes in. Yes, well, you know, Commander Kilroy, that I want the same thing as you, and that myself and any divers that turned up are basically trying to find the best options inside and how to get around. And yeah, we know the lore, as it were, of Cloudbank.
Did Arcady say lore?
He did.
Okay. Right.
Just so you guys know, I'm the first ever diver. I've been here a long time. He looks kind of sadly off into the distance.
Looking at Arcady and then back at Killjoy, like, alright. Anyway. Question for you then, ma'am. So you're basically just waiting to hear back from higher-ups about what's to be the final outcome of this place?
Oh no, they came back to us. They said we can we don't need to enforce it any longer, and it's no longer profitable, and we can move away. But I see it personally as such a threat. I've invested my own funds into keeping my company here.
So, second question then. What's stopping you from blowing this place up?
Well, Monarch, I believe. The station, the deep itself, is not exactly weapons free, but it does defend itself in its own way, and we've had some trouble with the replication and the technology on display. Any holes we can put in it with our railguns or missiles just seem to get patched up and fixed over time quite quickly. It is my humble opinion that we need to destroy it from within.
Okay. Third and final question then for you. Would you like some help?
Finally, you see her maybe crack a bit of a smile. Yes. That would be most excellent. We can't pay you, but you might have heard about a lot of the artifacts of the deep. You're free to take whatever you can get out of the facility. We won't ask much of you in terms of loot.
How long has the deep been rampant? When did people lose control and the machine started taking over?
Arcady? She looks over at Arcady. Well, it was before my time. I've heard about 300 years or so.
Oh boy.
300 years, huh?
So if a Newman machine goes for 300 years unchecked.
Godspeed, Jonah.
Well...
Jonah had to go, family was with.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think our other androids are going to be very well equipped for this kind of mission. I don't think our ship's going to be very well equipped for it either, but we do happen to have something of an expert in this field. Mind if I calm her in?
Sure. Be my guest.
I'm just gonna radio Novus in, put her on speaker. Hey, Novus.
Yep.
Question. Von Neumann machine gets 300 years to go nuts. How do you think we put it down?
Depends. Do we want to keep the infrastructure behind it running?
Consider it expendable.
Well, if we want to keep that thing running as best as possible, the best way we could possibly do it is, I don't know, maybe perform some sort of factory reset on it? Problem is, it's been there for 300 years, so I probably expect it's accounted for anyone who's trying to do that. Second thing is, we could try and infect it with some sort of viral worm that will do the same thing as the factory reset. Or the third thing, we find its mainframe, attach demolition charges to it, and blow it to Kingdom Come. But I would have to actually get with the artificial intelligence to actually know which option is best.
How would you feel about dealing with this ourselves? Well, with at least some help, hopefully.
Depends on the defenses of the station. Like, I assume, considering it was one of the most advanced synthetic factories in the sector, I presume it's not lightly defended. That's probably churned out thousands of automatons before the supplies got cut. So we're gonna have malformed abominations crawling up every pipe everywhere we turn. So it just depends. How much ammo can we get? How much guns can we get? And if we're all ready for it.
Scuff, I'm gonna lean towards you. Be like, so what Novus was just saying about the viral bomb, do you think we could turn her into a mobile subroutine to be injected into the system?
Turn who exactly?
Her.
Her. I think we could. I don't know if she would have the processing to take the station down, but she could open up another virtual front that would divert some attention away from us.
Well, with her being who she is, we could ask her if we were to try to shut her down and she was in as large of a place as this, how would we go about doing it to try to get some insight, and then going after those key points while she's infiltrating. Because I don't think this is. Go ahead, Noah.
Do they know the specs of the station? Like, the computing cores, what kind of power can that artificial intelligence put out?
You're on speaker with Commander Kilroy, you can ask her yourself.
Oh yeah, I'll just repeat the same thing to her, but, directed at her.
Well, as far as the station specs are concerned, I really don't know anymore. I mean, it started off with several huge reactors, and it has the capability to build its own. At this point, the workforce is several thousands, if not more, and just in terms of raw computing power, it's second to none in the system. It dwarfs anything we have available to us with my fleet.
Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
did you get a good look at that nuclear fusion charge back at the null sector?
I was pretty close. Demolitions aren't exactly my specialty, but I've worked on nuclear reactors enough. I might be able to replicate something like it.
Now, if you guys are thinking of a bomb, believe me, that's something we've considered.
No.
I have a bit of a plan, Kilroy says.
Oh, do you mind if I just finish this first?
No, you go.
Oh yeah. What I was thinking is, so you know how nuclear reactions release an EMP as they blow, right? Well, what if we built a mini-scale fusion charge, put it in some critical sector? It'll only take out maybe a few levels, but the EMP could cripple so much more. And then while the AI is too busy trying to fix itself, we go for its head.
The problem with that is we're going to be outrunning our own nukes, then running back in before the station can do a software reboot in the area. A whole lot of ground to cover.
While you guys are talking, you see Arcadia touch his little wrist communicator again. Yes, Arcadia. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Noriko, yes, we've got new people. No, they're not divers. No, they don't know about the Minotaur. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to stay with us. I'm sure you can meet them later. Yeah. Alright. Bye. He taps his wrist again.
Scuff, I'm gonna lean to you and be like, you keep talking to the commander, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna walk towards Arcady.
I'll patch Damien into the comms too, just so we can keep it up at a low volume, just so he's in the loop of the conversation.
Like kind of wrapping my hand around Arcady's shoulder and like walking back towards, I presume, the door we came through. I'm gonna just try to get him into the next room.
Alright. He takes your hand off his shoulders, and then he goes, well, help yourselves to the bell, I guess. I sell some stuff over in Lost and Found, and there's some bedrolls in the tank if you want to get some sleep. Though I'm sure your facilities are more pleasant.
Well, hold on. Pump the brakes there, Chief. Got a couple of questions for you. Just
Alright.
While the higher ups are in there talking away. Us men of action can have a little more down to space conversation.
Alright.
Who's that you're talking to? Not that it's any of my business, but it seemed like they were keen on meeting us.
Oh, that was Noriko. She's in the chapel. She's an interesting one.
Okay. What's this thing about a Minotaur?
Yeah, she claims she met a Minotaur in the deep. Says it's gonna take her riding along the stars or something. I don't know what she met down there.
She met a creature, or she met a mythological creature.
Yeah, I couldn't make much sense of this. Yeah.
Huh.
She claims it's good and kind, and she keeps she's very happy about the Minotaur. Don't get her talking about it. She'll go on and on about it.
Right. Well, She sounds like a lovely person, and I've got nothing but time.
Alright. Well, she's through the if you go past the outside of the Akron and head down one of the old fuel lines, you'll find her in the chapel. It's an old oxidizer tank.
Okay. All of the two of us like walk back into the room.
Sorry, what was that? Did you say you walked back into the bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Katie's gonna wander off. He's gonna head over to his, what he calls lost and found.
His flattened cardboard box.
He kind of wanders down like a corridor. Before he leaves, he kind of just like yells down the corridor at you. Hey, I ain't going back down to the deep, but if you guys need any help, I'm willing to offer what I know. And sell you some stuff if you need it.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind, man.
Appreciate it. He heads off with like a wave behind his back. Or like, he holds his hand up as he's turning around.
The anime walking away.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Not putting his hand behind his back and waving his hand.
Exactly. Alright. Meanwhile, Novus, Aaron, and Commander Kilroy.
Or you mentioned you had a plan.
Yes. I mean, I'm not willing to divulge my full plan to complete strangers, but effectively I believe that I would need to set up some transmitters inside the deep to initiate the first phase of my plan. And I've so far not been able to do that, as my Marines have been running into issues inside.
Technical or tactical?
Bit of category A, bit of category B.
Okay, well, we're good at both categories.
The transmitters I've already got access to. They're standard backpack units. Relatively heavy, but I basically need them installed on second floor, floor 3.1, 4, and 6. So I got 4 of them that I basically need installed, and then I can start phase 2 of my plan. So if you want to assist with that, I'm willing to provide the transmitters and what we know.
I had to guess these are some kind of signal jammers to disrupt the station's ability to connect and react to an area. Can't imagine what else you would need unattended transmitters for.
Sure.
I don't give a shit what it's for.
How big is the inside of the station?
Very big. Think of any factory. Have you ever been inside like a colonial factory for setting up atmospheric processes?
Yeah.
Well, think of 4 of those strapped together.
Right, so...
Are we gonna have to go anywhere that an APC wouldn't be able to fit into?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pretty tight workings. A lot of the factory is given over to corporate office space and smaller assembly lines and all sorts of utility corridors, and it's all designed around those fucking synthetics. So, standard human size for most of it. There's a couple of massive bays, but there's not a lot of room for a APC to be driving around. Believe me, I thought the same, first off.
Do we know the status of some of the production lines?
I believe...
Soldiers gotten far enough to see it?
Yeah, we've definitely heard workings operating. And based on the hostiles, we would say that they're definitely making more of them.
idea made me think of something. What if we were to try to, essentially, it's fighting us with whatever synthetics its demented mind can pump out. So I was thinking, while we're trying to get to its mainframe or either hack it or destroy it, why don't we try and disconnect a couple of those lines from its AI and try and fight it at its own game? Because with these jammers we quote-unquote have, I doubt it wouldn't be hard for us to try and sever some of these lines from the main kind of system, then use them for our own benefits.
Sure, you can try that if you like, but I don't advise it. I think anything you think you can try or strategically implement, Monarch will adapt and counter, as I've discovered over my time here. This is my third tour. She turns around and looks at the windscreen again, lost in thought. I was never the commanding officer of the troubleshooters originally, but third in line at the start. And now here I am in charge of what's left of us.
Left of us, is this all of the troubleshooters?
Yes, we deployed our full force here.
How big was their naval attachment compared to what it said on the files?
You recognize they probably have about a quarter left of their naval complement, based on historical news data.
So likely also roughly about a quarter of their personnel as well.
Maybe, yeah. Hard to tell.
Yeah, 25 to 50% is what I'd ballpark it. If that.
Well, if nothing
Long story short, we're either gonna destroy this place or die trying. Is my plan.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Let's just go with her fucking plan.
Alright. We might have something to help deal with the station's attention, but
I
don't think it'll
believe-
last terribly
I
long.
believe the station's attention has already been distracted. We haven't noticed any incursions recently. And the deep hasn't been firing on my frigates, so that's good. But I am frightened to think of what Monarch might be concocting in the
If an entire AI of that level is focused on something, that is not something you should take lightly.
yeah.
Well, whatever it is, we're on the clock. So
Now,
let's get it moving.
I will say one of the biggest threats we've fought so far have been infiltrators. You may think you know your friends, and you may think they are your friends until they're not. So, if you get scanned, leave and never come back. If you do make your way inside.
And
Yeah. I believe they're taking brain scans and creating infiltrator androids that perfectly replicate flesh and blood. Monarch is now obviously free of all regulations, safety measures, and corporate oversight. And they have been making indistinguishable androids, which, as you know, is highly illegal. Not that Monarch would care. And they are highly adaptive, highly intelligent, and highly capable. I've seen soldiers of mine that I've known for 15 years try to rip me apart seconds later.
how noticeable is the process of the scan.
That's the tricky part. It's not,
Nobody's ever survived it, have they?
Well, they have. I mean, Arcady refuses to go back, but he used to go down in the deep several times. I've heard a lot of rumors about techniques and mentality. Noriko seems convinced that the Minotaur can stop infiltrators. You may also want to talk to Ghost Eater.
Ghost Eater?
Yeah, he's another interesting character here at the Bell.
I might find a lot of them in the same company.
Yeah. It's definitely a haven for the lost. Including myself now, I guess. You'll find him in the chapel as well, along with Noriko and some of the divers that remain. At least at this hour. She looks at like a watch. It's not really a watch, it's kind of like a comms unit that also has a clock.
Okay, well, I think we have just about as much information as we're really gonna get. I'm gonna head to the chapel. Do you want to give Kilroy our fucking comms net, or like a net that we can both hop on? And then whenever they're ready to enact their plan, we can just meet up with them.
Yeah, I'll give Kilroy a net that we're not using already, as a way to talk between the groups.
I had my encrypted transmitter unit on my flagship, the Zhuangzi 1-5. So she's out there in the blockade, so I'll get Captain Olin to bring it in and get it all set up for you guys.
That would be wonderful.
Might take a few hours. Captain Olham is very cautious these days.
Understandably so.
As you should be more cautious. She points at the floating landing strut just kind of spinning outside the viewports.
Not my fault. Someone put a bell in the way.
She gives you like a wry grin under her helmet.
No, it's been wonderful meeting you, and we'll be in touch probably before long.
Alright. I am going to give you guys a map of the Bell. Give me a second, I need to just scrub some information.
Alright, I'll go after Damien and try and catch up to him.
Make sure there's no combat encounters.
Don't worry, why would there be a combat encounter?
Dozer, is this where you want me to scan him?
So what did you just put behind the DM screen there, Dozer? What was that?
It was interesting to me.
Dozer, what?
Dozer, why are there 5 people behind me, and why do they all look exactly like me?
Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just doing stuff. Don't worry about it.
What's this about bears, Dozer?
It'd be real nice if this was less awkward. Stupid paint 3D.
Yeah, but then you'd have nice things, and we can't have that.
Okay, there we go. So how do I Select everything. Okay, I guess I'll just call this bell map. Sorry, bear with me. I did this the most the most complicated way possible. All right, I'm putting it.
Mistake, Dozer.
Actually, I could just put it as a scene in Foundry, can't I? That's probably a good way to do it. Create scene, the bell, and we'll do folder here, and we'll do notification. Background image. Upload. Bell map. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just setting some stuff up. Okay, would have been nice if it didn't stretch the image. Yeah, it's better. Sorry, just bear with me. Navigational players.
Still don't understand what he wants all these bears for.
Okay, configure navigation, all players, and lighting. We don't need token or fog. Cool, there we go. You should have access to a location called the bell now in the navigation bar. And I will say that who's this currently? It's just Killer and Aaron, right?
Yep.
Yep.
There you go. And let's just scale that up a little bit.
Come on. Come on. There we go.
There we go. You guys are currently here in the Acheron.
How do you pronounce that, Dozer? Is that Utnapishtum? Oh, Jesus Christ. Utnapishtum?
Udnapishtim, I guess.
Yeah. Udnapishtum? Jesus. Oh, that's a fucking name.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Also, welcome Nathvi to the stream. The guys have currently found a weird, creepy place called the Bell, which was an old cast-off engine turned into a remote little station orbiting a giant synthetic production facility floating in space. Alright.
Alright. I'm heading to the chapel. Are you staying here, coming with me? What are you doing?
I'm tagging along.
Alright.
Alright. You basically go down a tube converted into a corridor that appears to have been the old oxidizer line of the original thrust chamber when this was an engine.
Good thing our helmets come with air sealed.
There's no gravity, so you're basically just kind of pulling yourselves along the walls or magnetizing to the floor if you'd like. Up to you. As you can see, there's lots of those little LED candles floating around.
Probably be easier to just float around.
As you enter the chapel, you see it's dark, except for the warm glow of the little LED candles. Some of them have a little flicker built in, which is cute. There is a fake whale skeleton hugging the ceiling. You can tell it's fake because it definitely looks like it's plastic and it's kind of an off color. Doesn't look like normal bone.
Right.
There is an altar at the far end, which is a crucifix with, which has like a crucifix on it, but it has multiple arms. The figure of Christ.
Thought they were going full ocean theme. It's a crucifix with a dolphin on it.
There's another door at the back of the chapel, and you can see there's a figure kneeling here, praying, it would seem. He has a opaque black helmet that looks a bit like, you know, like motorcycle visors?
Yeah.
But it's just like black. Like the whole thing's black and seamless.
Alright. I'll look at Aaron before we get to the back of the chapel and just be like, wow, we're really going hard with the fucking theme. Points for effort, I guess.
Yeah. Not everyone has to have a hobby.
The figure stands up and looks at you both and beckons you forward. And you hear like a broken radio voice kind of come from it. Like a broken voice box. Welcome to our humble chapel. Are you here to pray?
No.
New flock then. I'm Ghost Eater. He bows very low.
We have some questions for you. Ghost Eater, we just got done talking to the commander.
I see. Well, questions I can answer. We're all, simple divers. Humble servants of the deep.
Right. First question. Looking for a woman. Name of Niriko, I think. Right?
Noriko. She's further back in the garden.
Okay. Second question. What's this I keep hearing about a Minotaur?
The Minotaur. Well, the Minotaur is more a subject for Noriko. I haven't met him, after all, myself, though I've met many of the denizens of the deep.
Right.
If you do go inside, actually, I have an offer for you.
Inside the compound?
Yes, if you dive the deep, which, I highly recommend against, but most aren't convinced.
Okay.
If you dive the deep, I have my little ghosts I would like you to bring back.
So you can eat them?
In a sense.
What? Even though I have, like, my helmet still on, I'm, like, rubbing the outer eye. Like the visor of the helmet, like, okay.
Now, if you see, you may see a twisted form disappearing, or begging, or spasming around a corner, or behind you, or down a corridor. Don't be afraid, they're simply half-deleted brain scans, fusing with holographic light phenomena. They're just self-perpetuating constructs trapped in their torment. like looped animations lost in time. If you see something like that, try and capture it if you can.
Right. How do you propose we capture them?
Well, they're all different, you see? I'm quite good at capturing them because I can recognize the type they are, and they must be soothed by your actions.
Right.
I'm not sure you'll survive to work it out, but if you do, I'll be waiting.
Is there any sort of concern that we should have for them?
Oh, some of them will try to hurt you.
Hostile? Okay. Great.
Some of them will pass harmlessly through you. They project interesting images, and some will want to help you. Some will want to hurt you. It's very hard to tell. The only thing I've found is a good warning is you often get some static on your radio when you're near.
Great. So not only is this like alien isolation minus the alien, but now it's also fucking Ghost in the Shell. This is gonna be fun.
Now, you should hope you meet the ghosts, for the ghosts and the machine are simply the best friends that you'll find on the deep. The others...
And the machine are best friends? Or...
Well, the ghosts are simply the best thing you'll...
friends?
Well, compared to some of the other things you'll encounter, I'd say they're my best friends. I don't like to run into the others as much. As you can probably tell, he points at his arms now and his legs, and you can see that all his limbs are cybernetic. Under like armored plating.
Okay.
I'm one with the machine now myself, through my encounters with the deep. And I'm sure you'll end up just like me if you're any good at it.
Okay. By the machine, when talking about the machine and the ghosts, were you talking about Monarch?
Ah, I don't like to speak its name. Gives it power, you see. Taps his nose. Or taps the front of his helmet, I should say.
Right.
Now, it knows more than you about everything, even about yourself. He then plays like a pre-recorded laugh track through his voice box.
I don't like this voice. This sucks. Can we go back to the like abyssal hell dimension zombie things, Dozer? I don't like laugh track. I'm having to hold back from. God, oh.
This
guy like
is
this-
the best.
This fucker's like the psyker in Astartes. I want to like punch his fucking helmet.
I mean, that's a good description of what he looks like.
Oh, I hate it.
I could see that we're going to become good friends. He flicks his helmet cover up with that, and you can see it's like a kind of a gas mask construction over his mouth, and then his head is pockmarked and pale flesh, ravaged with scars, and his eyes are just gone, and instead they are iridescent, multifaceted cyber eyes, glowing red, looking right at you.
Got a Mechanicus motherfucker right here, don't we?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you become a diver like me, we'll be more than best friends. But I must return to my prayer. Do you have any more questions?
Nah, I think we'll get out of your. We'll get out of your wires here.
Now, I will say that if you do find some artifacts, there's a big payday involved. I normally take mine to Prospero's Dream, which I'm going to assume is where you came from.
You would be correct.
And you know what? I'll give you one tip for free. Golden rats are good luck. Keep an eye out.
Oh.
Sweet.
What a fucking unhelpful hint, right? I'll give you a hint. It's a riddle.
You see him go back and kneeling between the pews inside the chapel, and he's back to praying to the weird four-armed Jesus.
Dolphin Jesus.
Oh, I don't like this version of Jesus.
Dolphin Jesus, he died for our fish. No, fins.
There you go. Okay, anyway, let's go to the garden.
Alright.
I mean, at the very best.
So you see there's two doors at the back of the chapel, basically, and you can see that one is, like, bolted shut and locked with, like, a big padlock. And then there's another door that's open to, like, another corridor. / fuel line.
Hello.
Alright, let's go on that one.
Alright. As you continue down and around, you enter another big, rusty kind of room, but it's been converted into, like, some sort of hydroponic garden. It's a gigantic green space with bushels and moss and grass, kind of all built artificially. It's dimly lit by fluorescent lighting systems, and you see there are lots of little shrines among the roots of some trees that are growing here. And there's lots of little artificial LED candles and little offerings and, you know, firearm magazines and food ration packs and lots of little candles.
Right, so this is probably where the place gets their food from if they don't have an outside source.
And standing further down into the green space is who you can only assume is Noriko. She is trimming a bush with, like, some shears. And she turns with a big smile and says, "Ah, our newest divers. I was wondering when I'd meet you." You're in for a real treat, killer. I'll post Noriko in the chat.
I'm waiting. Oh, hello, young lady. Wow. Dive really takes eyebrows off your face, don't it?
She looks friendly and she's very cheery. It would
Yeah,
seem.
I can see that. Oh, God. It's like the fucking scary stories to tell in the dark.
Welcome to the bell. She gives, like, kind of like a fake, like a half-assed curtsy. I'm Noriko. I tend the garden and the shrines here. The Minotaur unfortunately couldn't save them all. She gestures at the shrines. Sorry, 1 second. Give me 1 second. Come in.
I'm gonna jump in the bathroom.
Oh no, I'm all good.
There's downstairs as well.
Thank you. Have a quick look at this creature. This is the person they just met.
Oh, I hate that. No, that's what? No, I do not like him at all.
It's a woman.
I've had, her. I'm pretty sure I've had nightmares with a face that's similar to that coming at me. So I hate it.
That's
so
fair.
much.
That's fair.
Like, good work.
It's not even the creepiest thing in this module.
What?
It's not even the creepiest thing in this module.
Great.
It's like that's like a nice NPC.
No.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my flatmate was just telling me about the bath. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, with her making the Minotaur and the sanctuaries or the shrines comment, I'll be like, right. I'm Sergeant Moore. This is Captain Aaron.
Oh, welcome. She bows again.
You don't have to. Okay.
I'll say you guys are in here now, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll make tokens for the Bell's inhabitants later.
I'm sure we'll have ample time for you to make lovely tokens for them. Fuck, dude, these guys. Like, Kilroy's fine. Like, that one's whatever. But, like, fucking Jesus. Like, being in space just takes the fucking life out of you.
It's all that background radiation.
Yeah, it really is. That and the gradual bone loss. Even though the gradual bone loss seems to add more rigidness to these profiles. Got some questions for you, if you don't mind, ma'am.
I'm always happy to answer questions.
How long have you been here on this platform?
I don't quite recall. Sometime.
Was it like some of your life, half your life, most of your life?
Well, my life before I met the Minotaur was simply a prelude. And now I am his humble servant. And I look forward to the rest of my life until he can take me to ride alongside him to the stars.
I'm just gonna look at Aaron like, what are we doing here, man?
How would you ride the Minotaur to the stars? How big is the Minotaur?
Well, the Minotaur is not really a thing you can quantify by size. In my opinion, the Minotaur's true form is pure beauty.
I see.
Did you know he gave me some of his flesh once? When I met him?
Oh.
So you're going to ride this non-tangible thing of beauty that gave you its flesh to the stars.
Yes, he says he'll help humanity.
What? He gave you flesh? What did you do with the flesh?
I keep the flesh in my tabernacle. That might have been the locked room you saw back in the chapel. It's my sacred place.
Okay. Where is the Minotaur now?
The Minotaur?
Yeah.
Well, he's caged within the labyrinth. Minotaur,
Okay.
the monarch wants to keep the Minotaur from us. And the Minotaur is Monarch's greatest artifact. So Monarch keeps him from us, trapped within the labyrinth. But I can navigate it.
So you know how to get to the Minotaur?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I know that I can speak for the both of us, gesturing to Aaron, that we would be willing to help free the Minotaur from the machine's clutches and reunite the two of you so you can journey across the stars together.
That sounds a lot like sarcasm, but I do believe the Minotaur sent you to me to help with just that.
I'll be honest, with seeing that you caught the sarcasm, you're not completely gone. I don't believe the whole journey across the stars thing, but we will help you get the Minotaur.
Alright. Well, I can but help with that. And I don't think you're tormented by the bends yet. But if you ever are, exposing you to the flesh may help. So come see me.
Tormented by the what?
Do you remember your childhood?
Yeah.
Good. That sounds like you're not affected by it. The bends is something that comes to afflict most divers over time. The only two I know that seem to have lasted long are Ghost Eater and Arcady, and Arcady refuses to go back. So, is he really coping? I don't know. Ghost Eater's more interesting.
Yeah, he seems pretty interesting.
He's chosen the machine over his flesh, and that helps him keep his humanity in kind of a strange way.
Ironic way.
Yeah.
Right. Not to go and start doing laps here, but you said flesh of the Minotaur? Is that like in a literal sense, or like?
Well, the piece I have is literal, but if you're not being affected by the bends, I can't see it causing you much happiness.
Oh, let's go.
Oh.
Oh, he said, gotta call it here, have fun, don't get scanned. We'll probably call it in a bit.
Yeah, I'll probably call before you actually dive the deep. We'll just call like this the intro.
I don't mean to presume or be rude, but would I be allowed to see this flesh? Like, I'm honestly, I'm just curious about something like willingly giving you a part of its flesh, and you just like holding on to it.
She runs up to Erin when you say that, and takes Erin's hands in hers. Look at this. She gestures to you. This is similar to what the Minotaur's flesh involves.
Like, not so much like.
Are you not one of them? She looks right at Erin's eyes. Synthetic, yet warm. Touch it. She's holding Scuff's hands.
Right. Okay, I'm getting a bigger picture here. Things are starting to be a little more clear. Still muddy. Definitely can't see through it.
It's similar yet different, but it might cause you some consternation if I was to show you the Minotaur's flesh now. I do not believe you are believers just yet. Give it time, child.
Okay. Well, we're waiting on a call from the commander to get one of their ships ready, and then we're gonna go with the soldiers. Go and I assume dive.
Yeah. You will become divers like many before you. I'll prepare shrines for you all. Just in case.
Oh, good. Would you be willing to come with us to help find the Minotaur?
Perhaps. If you get closer to the Minotaur, if you can navigate the initial levels, I may be persuaded. I want to first see if you are true believers. For I'll say to you, as I've said to many others before, the Minotaur will save us if we let it.
Right. Okay.
She bows and she goes back to cutting a bush with some shears.
She's very inconsistent with this. It's either a curtsy or a bow, and I can't make heads or tails of it. I don't trust her. Okay. Like looking at her again and like widening my eyes, like, ooh, okay. I guess we'll head back to the Acheron.
Alright.
Just completely, and I don't mean this as like a pun to the man, but just like ghosting him as we walked past him.
Yeah, he's very clearly in prayer. He has some like digital rosary braids that he's like fingering. It's like he's got digital rosary beads. It's like a bee. It's like a ball of like it's like a slagged CPU on a Cat 6 cable.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we'll basically call it there, I think, for the session. And you now have a little bit more information, though maybe it's relatively cryptic for now.
Yeah. I'd say we're on par with the null sector in that, yeah, we were getting information. We couldn't make fucking heads or tails about it, but I mean, we were getting information. Like, we're seeing the back of the puzzle right now, Dozer.
Yeah.
We need to get more of the pieces together before we're
able
to see the front of it.
That's right. An important question for you all. Do you still have your starting trinket from the start of the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to give you a stat called the bends. And that stat is going to start at 0.
Oh, no.
I think we'll just track it in bio.
That's probably
What is this? What's this stat do?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we don't know.
Does
it matter that I have Lolly's trinket on me?
No, as long as you have yours, that's good.
Yeah, I have my Ushanka hat and my oh wait, no, sorry, that was Lolly's. I have my heirloom dog tags on me. And my does it look like I give a fuck patch, as well as Lolly's smooth operator patch.
I'm a rocket scientist. You're just stupid.
I did make sure that my does it look like I give a fuck patch was on my heavy vac suit before I encountered any of the Marines. Put them at a sense of ease as one of their own is joining them again. Oh, hey Dozer.
Yeah.
I don't believe we got a picture of Ghostface. Or Ghostface. Fucking Ghost Eater.
I don't actually have one in the official book.
Really?
He's one of the only ones that doesn't have like an official little image. But I can probably make something up when I make his token. So I'll give you an image later when I've got one.
Okay. What about Captain Hendricks? Or well, we didn't see him, did we?
No, he's just a name on like a picture of a ship.
Oh, okay.
I just used him as like a contact.
Yeah, a contact that isn't like the rank and file soldier.
Yeah, I mean he's like
So
he is specified in the module, but like not like to any dramatic sense.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just filling out the bins for everyone.
The bends just sounds like another slang medical term, like the suds from SpongeBob.
And Tobias, there we go.
Also, Dozer, I hope you realize that, like, I'm not bringing any android into this fucking ship. Aside from Scuff coming, but that's Scuff's problem.
That's your prerogative.
I am not bringing Slash or Burn. I'm sure as shit not bringing the gun horse.
Hopefully,
that would be terrifying.
Hopefully, if I play our cards right, we can come out with some androids.
Yeah, playing our cards right, I hope we can come out with some sort of fucking Minotaur. It's like,
Hey,
I
maybe we
don't-
wouldn't even have to buy a shell. We could just get one made there.
put mommy in a fucking robot minotaur. Keep the voice and everything. Just give her like a fucking
Like,
wand,
no,
wrap it
like,
up.
spray paint her pink.
Give her a minotaur-sized maid outfit.
Oh, no, don't talk to me about... Oh.
She's 15 feet tall.
Oh, no, I'm getting flashbacks.
But she's hooved.
Why?
Oh yeah. I don't know about you, Nova, and I know Jonah and Scuff aren't here, but I could not give a fuck about any of the air quote divers on this ship. I do not give a shit.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. As soon as I board that thing, anything that isn't us or our allies, I'm shooting.
Yeah.
I don't care if it bleeds blood or oil. I'm going to keep putting stuff in it until it's dead.
Alright, well, on that note, I will call the stream here. I hope everyone tuning in or tuning in later enjoyed. I hope my audio's been a little bit better as well. And yeah, join us hopefully next week for the next section of the deep dive for the crew of the Qart Hadasht. Bye.